Hello, this is Patrick from XPression. I'd like to show you something very interesting with XPression and Dashboard, something we call Dashboard API. So let's take a look. You're seeing here I'm working in XPression. This is a sequencer. For those of you who are familiar with XPression, this is really not a big deal. It's a very simple user interface, and you can navigate through it and you can play back your shows no problem. Well, not all of our customers are in tune to this interface as you might be. So we've done something special here. You've heard of Dashboard. Again, I'm going to launch Dashboard here. And what Dashboard is, it's an application that we give away at Ross Video that oftentimes lets you create a more common user interface among all of our products. And we simplify some things. So what I've done here is I've just opened Dashboard. It's the first thing I've done. So I'm going to come over here. You can see on this interface here, I've got something, add new connection. I'm going to click the plus sign. And it's looking for types of filters. And I have them open here. You're going to see it like this when you start out. I'm going to click on XPression. I'm going to click where it says New XPression. I'm going to click Next. It's going to ask you for the IP address of your XPression engine. If you don't know it, ask your engineering team. I happen to know mine. So that's my IP address. You could also put in the name of the computer. I'm going to put the IP address in. And when I do that, I click Finish. And you notice over in the basic tree view, you're going to see there's now an entry here for XPression. I'm going to expand it. You can see here there's an expression. If I double click on it, I now see sequence items and pattern generator. Pattern generator is something that's for test route, and we'll talk about that another time. But sequence items, when I click on it, what this will show me in this interface, this is exactly the same thing that's currently in my sequencer. So if I minimize this a little bit and take this over and move it to the side, which you can see, for example, I have a couple of graphics on my output for those of you who know what that is. So I've got bar chart, I've got a lower third on output, so you can see that there's some parallels to it. The nice part about this for a user interface, I can change this, show me different size thumbnails if I want to work in thumbnails. If I'd rather work in a detail or list view like you're used to seeing in the XPression sequencer, I can see that. And you can see things are highlighted, things that are on air are highlighted in red. And I can click the offline button to take them offline, and I will see it automatically start advancing to things. The nice part about this is a fairly simple user interface. It's designed, believe it or not, if you're running this on a touchscreen monitor, you can actually touch the items. The important part about this, what I want to explain, starting with XPression version 10, XPression Dashboard API will no longer be a payable option. It will now be free with XPression Studio. It doesn't work in Blue Box because there's no user interface to emulate. It doesn't work in Prime because Prime doesn't have an API. So for XPression Studio users, XPression Studio Go, it's XPression Studio Single Channel Edition, XPression Studio Standard Edition, XPression Studio Flex Edition, all of this works. And again, you can see this here. The nice part about this is free. It's a simple user interface. And the best part about this for a lot of our users right now, it doesn't require a dongle. So if you have a network connection to control the machine, you know what the IP address is, you can now control your XPression engine remotely using this free Dashboard API.